When I first booted up Death Stranding 2, on the beach, I wasn't entirely sure what I was walking into. I mean, how often do you start a game and immediately encounter a cyber sore eyes, a platypus seaman, a talking crash test dummy, or a puppet soaking in a hot ring? And yes, I'll admit it, Norman Reedus's nips also make an appearance. But don't get me wrong, these bizarre sights aren't the result of someone losing their mind, they're just 10% of the sheer weirdness you'll witness in this game. And that's precisely what makes Hideo Kojima's vision so remarkable. It's a world where wild creativity isn't just encouraged, it's celebrated, and it gives us glimpses of things we never even dreamed we'd see in a video game. But beyond the spectacle, Death Stranding 2 is an absolute triumph of design. It masterfully blends complex sci-fi storytelling with an evolved stealth action system that takes everything we loved about the first game and then expands on it in ways that feel both natural and exhilarating. It's beautiful, horrific, nuanced, and above all, just a lot of fun. It's everything I wanted the original Death Stranding to be, and more. The rhythm will be familiar if you've played the first game. Norman Reedus returns as Sam Porter Bridges, traversing dangerous terrain to make deliveries, while facing human enemies and otherworldly threats. But this time, the stakes feel higher, the landscapes are wilder, and the tools at your disposal are far more varied. The gameplay loop is deceptively simple at first. You study your map, pack accordingly, and then head out to deliver cargo. But it's the details that make each trip memorable. A river too deep to ford? Grab a ladder. Know there's a cluster of BTS lurking ahead? Stock up on blood grenades. Preparation isn't just a suggestion, it's the backbone of the game. And that loop of preparation, overcoming obstacles, and finally reaching your goal dominates much of the roughly 35-hour main story, keeping you engaged with a satisfying mixture of strategy and execution. The journey kicks off in Mexico with a brief tutorial, and from there Sam is tasked with connecting Australia to the Chiro network, the system that knits civilization together in a post-apocalyptic world. Just like the US in the original game, this new continent is a vast, varied playground, shifting in appearance and challenge at regular intervals. Traversing it feels like combating nature with technology, with the planet itself seemingly resisting your digital encroachment. There are deserts that echo Mad Max's harsh expanses, and yes, that isn't coincidence. George Miller's influence is clear, in both design and pacing, infusing a more action-heavy evolution into the series template. Where stealth in the first game relied heavily on crouching in tall grass and silent takedowns, Death Stranding 2 layers complexity on top of that. Tranquilizer sniper rifles, machine gun turreted vehicles, and a variety of grenade types all give you multiple ways to approach encounters. Enemies adapt as you progress. They're armored, agile, and vulnerable to specific ammo types. You can't simply rely on the same tactics over and over, which makes engagements far more dynamic. And it's just as fun when things go wrong as when they go right. Picking off guards with a tranquilizer dart is satisfying, but scrambling as a plan falls apart offers its own thrilling rush. One of the best additions this time around is the ability to use vehicles creatively. Shooting the driver of an oncoming truck and commandeering it to mow down his companions is as hilarious as it is satisfying. There's a playfulness to combat here that the first game rarely captured. Sure, the AI isn't perfect, but that's part of the charm. It gives you space to experiment, to improvise, and to feel clever when your creative solutions succeed. Boss encounters are cinematic spectacles, like a giant tentacle mech that's part Pacific Rim, part nightmarish fever dream, and while you can skip them, I wouldn't recommend it. They're highlights of the experience and show the game's ambition. The story itself is both intimate and epic. Set 11 months after the events of the original game, Sam is attempting to live a quiet life off the grid with baby Lou, only to be pulled back into a world that's still grappling with the aftermath of disaster. On a personal level, it explores themes of connection, loss, and human resilience. On a global scale, it critiques modern life's increasing dependence on technology and the way digital existence erodes the soul. Kojima's commentary on gun culture and the obsession with bigger, better weapons is woven seamlessly into the narrative, giving the game a reflective depth that matches its visual and gameplay ambition. Speaking of visuals, Australia in Death Stranding 2 is hauntingly beautiful. From sludgy tar rivers to windswept deserts, the environments are alive and challenging. You wade through blood, oil, sludge, and other viscous hazards, but these aren't just obstacles. They're storytelling devices that convey the world's harsh realities. Traversal feels meaningful. Vehicles are accessible early on, which is a nice change from the first game, where it could take hours to fire up an engine. This early mobility allows the player to maintain momentum and focus on the satisfaction of completing missions, rather than slogging through repetitive travel. Mission variety is another highlight. You'll find yourself racing against the clock, carefully transporting fragile cargo, or navigating complex terrain. Each assignment demands a different approach, keeping gameplay fresh and encouraging experimentation. This sense of progress and reward is heightened by the constant introduction of new tools, gadgets, and weapons, often just as you're finishing a particular mission. It keeps you moving forward, eager to see what's coming next. The game's stealth and combat systems are malleable in ways that reminded me of the Phantom Pain. You can approach situations in multiple ways, whether through brute force, clever diversion, or careful stealth. Even when plans go awry, the game encourages improvisation and creative problem-solving. Tossing a doll man into the air to scout an area, then picking off enemies from a distance while hiding in tall grass, offers moments of pure joy. It's about freedom and choice, an approach that Death Stranding 2 embraces wholeheartedly. Character progression has also been improved. While it's not a full-blown RPG, skill points let you unlock new tools and enhance abilities. Want to be a stealth-focused Sam? Invest in perks that hide your tracks and reduce noise. Prefer a combat-heavy approach? Boost weapon effectiveness and add powerful attacks. The perk system is flexible, letting you tailor your experience to your preferred playstyle. Side missions and improving your reputation with outposts unlock even more gear and gadgets, rewarding exploration and experimentation. The supporting cast shines as well. Norman Reedus remains a calm, stoic anchor as Sam, while characters like Troy Baker's Higgs steal the spotlight with intensity and style. Yoji Shinkawa's character designs are once again stunning, giving life to each unique figure in a world that is both grounded and surreal. Even the quirky companions, like the Dole Man, add personality and charm to your travels. Emotional baggage isn't just metaphorical, it's literal, as you balance cargo and character arcs simultaneously, creating a layered, narrative experience. For newcomers, playing the original Death Stranding isn't strictly necessary, though some context helps. The game provides a brief recap of past events, but it's minimal. If you're unfamiliar with terms like Chiro Network, Still Mother, or Audra Deck, a quick recap from a guide or video is advisable. Still, the game is approachable, offering enough standalone intrigue to captivate players new to the franchise. The pacing is generally strong, with a few moments of slower delivery during home-based ship downtime, but these are quickly forgotten as you're drawn back into absurdly inventive situations. The game takes bold, creative swings that pay off in spectacular fashion, and when paired with a budget and team capable of executing Kojima's vision, the results are staggering. The original promised this level of innovation, but On the Beach fully delivers, refining nearly every aspect of the first game while expanding the world and deepening gameplay. Ultimately, Death Stranding 2, On the Beach is unapologetically weird, wonderfully inventive, and a joy to play. It challenges players, excites them, and never loses sight of the unique vision that makes Kojima's works so distinct. It's not perfect, but its originality, ambition, and execution make it a standout in a year packed with releases. It's a game that rewards curiosity, creativity, and patience, offering a rich, complex experience that's hard to put down. From intimate story moments to large-scale combat and traversal sequences, there's always something to discover, experiment with, or marvel at. So if you're intrigued by complex sci-fi storytelling, inventive stealth action, and moments of pure, unrestrained creativity, Death Stranding 2, On the Beach should absolutely be on your radar. It's a sequel that not only lives up to its predecessor but expands on it in ways that feel both natural and exhilarating, creating a journey that is memorable, challenging, and utterly unique. And while I could go on forever discussing the nuances, surprises, and sheer inventiveness packed into this game, I'll leave you with this. If you want to dive deeper into all things Death Stranding 2, make sure to subscribe to our channel for more reviews, gameplay insights, and tips. For premium content, behind-the-scenes analysis, and exclusive features, head over to our Patreon. And don't forget to visit our website to stay up to date with all the latest news, updates, and community discussions about the game. Trust me, this is one journey you won't want to miss.